We're going to make is a creamy cashew herb sauce. So first you start with your raw cashews, and you let them soak for like at least 2 hours. I let them soak for like 4, so I think you get a creamier consistency that way. So yeah, put half a cup of water into your food processor, and then you're going to do same volume, half a cup of cashews. And don't worry, I just washed my hands.
Where do you get raw cashews?
So I actually just got these at Trader Joe's.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so which is great for budget-friendly shopping. So then we're gonna do like a splash of lemon juice, like a 1/4 cup is good. And just, yeah, throw that in there. And so you can do this 2 ways. I recommend just doing it, based on what you have in your cabinets. You can either use dried herbs, dill, oregano, and basil, or you can do fresh, which obviously is so much better.
Next week.
So
Yes.
if you have them on hand, go for it. But if you don't have it, use dried, or use some dried, some fresh. I actually couldn't find any fresh oregano, so we're going to use dried. And then, yeah, just put in a couple things of basil. And I think the fresh herbs are just so fragrant.
Smell from here.
And I like to add the herbs pretty liberally, but you can do it based on your taste. Okay. And then we're going to do a little bit of onion. And Chris is going to show you the best way to cut an onion.
Or try to show you.
So when you have the onion, initially, you know that the onion has 2 sides, a stem and a hairy butt. So you want to, initially, we pre-cut this so you didn't get to see it, but you want to cut it in half so that you cut it this way on its, equator, longitudinal axis. And then what you'll end up with is something that looks like this. Let me just grab this. So that the hairy butt is actually like holding the onion together. And then this way, it's really easy, once you cut it in half, to peel off the layers of the onion really quickly. And then you can do what Chris is just doing and just make longitudinal cuts, and the whole onion is being held in place. And then, once you go to the next step, like he's doing right now, you have a perfectly diced onion. So it's just really easy. I mean, I know there's like a million ways to cut an onion, but this, you just get a really nice result, and it's pretty easy. So, since we're doing raw foods, have you guys ever had any, raw food meals or heard of the raw food diet? I mean, what are your thoughts? Is eating raw healthy? Would you want to be 100% raw?
No.
Yes, exactly. So why? Who knows why? Okay,
Part of your stomach, is it harder to digest?
Yeah, actually, so that's a good point, because cooking actually breaks down some of the fiber and makes things easier to digest. And that's evolutionarily, one thing that people think why our brains are maybe bigger than other animals, that you can get more calories that way for less work. Also, if you're eating 100% raw, you might actually be deficient in vitamin B12, because that's only found in animal products. So your liver actually stores B12 for up to 2 years. So if you're doing like a raw food cleanse or something for 30 days, it's not such a big deal. But if you were to go raw for your life, you would definitely want to do some supplementation. Okay, let's add the onion. So just put a little bit of onion in, since it's raw. You don't want to have too much. You might get an upset stomach. Yeah, I think we don't need all of that onion. Okay, yeah, okay. And then we're going to just add a little bit of garlic. So who knows how to cut the garlic? You smash it, and then basically you peel it and chop it up. But so one of the things that people say about eating raw foods is that it is healthier, because they claim that you get more vitamins and minerals. And in some cases, this is actually true. So if you were to cook a pot of spinach in boiling water, some of the water-soluble vitamins would actually leach out into the water. So you wouldn't get all the vitamin C and E that the spinach had to offer. And there's also some antioxidant compounds that can be broken down by the cooking process. So you want to make sure that you do have some raw foods in your diet, so you're getting the maximum vitamins and minerals and antioxidants that foods have to offer. Yeah, so if you steam the spinach, your spinach is kind of self-contained, so it wouldn't be leaching out into the cooking liquid. So that's another thing, like steaming or sauteing, you would get all of the vitamins. But some compounds like isothiocyanates that are protective from cancer would actually break down. But say you were to steam tomatoes, for that, you're actually increasing the bioavailability of lycopene. So you'll get actually more lycopene, another cancer fighter, from the cooked tomatoes. Okay, so we have our creamy cashew sauce that's all ready. And we're just going to take it over to the power supply. Okay, and then you get this. So you can serve this on like tons of stuff, but we're going to do it today on some raw zucchini spirals for everyone to try. What about protein? Yeah, so that's a great question. Actually, there's been a couple of studies that have looked at vegetarians who follow the raw food diet for a long time, and they actually weren't deficient in protein. So that's one thing that a lot of people are like, make sure you get your protein. But I think because they eat with the raw food diet, you eat lots of nuts and sprouted grains and whole grains that you really get enough protein. So should we serve up some of this? And we can start spiraling some zucchini. If you want to do that,
What's a spiralizer?
So a spiralizer is this nifty gadget right here. And what you can do, Chris is an expert spiraler. He actually introduced the spiralizer to FPOP. And what you can do is actually, you chop up your zucchini. So actually the recipe that we found this in, they peeled the zucchini, which you can certainly do and it tastes great that way, but if you leave the skin on, you're getting all these antioxidants that are in this nice dark green skin. So if your taste buds will allow it, it's just a nice way to get some more antioxidants and vitamins and minerals in your diet, and more fiber. And so all you do is that, and you get these beautiful zucchini spirals. And it's really amazing. They taste
a lot like pasta.
They really do. Like, I was a little skeptical of this recipe when I first tried it, but they actually taste really good and very similar to pasta. And if you don't have and you can use this for many other vegetables too. It's just kind of a fun way, instead of eating the salad at lunch every day, mix it up and have something a little different.
This is the volume from just 3 zucchini, so you can serve a whole family.
You really get a lot. Wow. And zucchinis will be in season soon, so it's a great summer dish. Something cool and refreshing, totally raw. One serving of the zucchini and the cashew sauce is actually all your omega-6, A, C, and E requirements for the day. And actually, cashews have a good serving of omega-3s as well, which are anti-inflammatory. So this is another totally raw dish, and so you use mango, you can use lemon or lime, I recommend lime, and a purple onion, cilantro, a little bit of garlic, and tomatoes. And we use this kind of tomatoes, small kinds, but you can use any kind of tomato for this. Whatever's in season and fresh. So this is another great dish for summertime. So you want to
try?
Yeah, come get some samples. Do you want me to Okay, so we'll show you a kind of awesome way to cut the mango. So we already showed you basically. So we demoed how to cook or how to chop the onions. So now you know how to do that. And we're going to show you a cool way of cutting the mango. So you don't drive yourself crazy to cut the mangoes.
So the mango has a core, and if you actually cut around the core, you can get larger pieces, and it'll make it very easy to cut. So I'll just make one cut away from the core.
While he's here, I want to make a quick announcement. We would love if you all could sign in. We have a really wonderful newsletter, and we serve and we send out information about our event. So if you wouldn't mind signing in, that would be great. And we also have a movie screening going on in LL 107 about apple pushers. So that's going to start at 5:30 sharp. So we have more food in there and some water and orange juice. So please enjoy both the demo and apple pushers.
We have food in there that's actually cooked.
So we'll start, this is just one of the slabs, the vertical slabs that we have. And if you actually cut vertically without going through the skin, and then also cut horizontally, sharp knife, you end up basically ending up with a slab of mango that looks like this, and you could just cut right across and end up with cubed mango.
And then when you're at home, not in front of a bunch of people, but you know, once you cut through this, you'll get a little bit of mango that's left on the skin. So basically, just eat that. Yeah. So then, you know, basically, you throw your mango in here.
You have mango, cilantro, and tomatoes, and onions.
So thanks everyone for coming. We hope that you enjoyed our raw food cooking demo, and make sure you sign up for FPOP's newsletter and visit our website.